Hello, this is Goku for the Sim 1. I'm back this time to do my spoiler-free review of Knights of Sidonia. Now, if you look it up through Japanese, Sidonia would be first, just letting you know, and it won't have Knight on it at all. Now, this is going to be pretty much spoiler-free review. I have no expectations to have any spoilers in here. Now, there might be things you consider spoilers, and I'm sorry, I don't consider anything I'm about to say a spoiler, so let's begin. And so the plot of this anime, which it is an anime, and it's Netflix exclusive anime, is it's basically 1,000 years ago, Earth was attacked by this new enemy, the Ghana, and they basically destroyed Earth. And they built massive ships to take humans out of, and Sidonia happens to be one of these massive ships. And they found ways to combat the Ghana, but for 100 years they have not had any Ghana attacks. And so this is a time of peace when the events happen, and obviously the enemy comes back, and this is where the story begins. The main character lives underground, and he's never been to the surface where mostly everybody lives. And he's slightly different. Now, one of these aspects I will bring up, this is one of these cool sci-fi aspects. This is basically the only unique one I'll be bringing up, but it's pretty much within the it's pretty much throughout the series, so I don't think this is spoiling anything. Most of the characters, except for our protagonist, basically work very much like plants do, with the ability to absorb sunlight to replenish energy. They only have to eat once a week, and I thought that was a really cool idea. And it's not used to great effect in here, but it's used fun enough to where it's a plot point I actually like throughout the series, and the main character has to actually eat like you and me do. And this is one of these interesting things about sci-fi, is it can question what is possible in the future, and I think this does do that to some extent throughout the anime. I did absolutely like the sci-fi concepts in this anime. Now, this anime storytelling is fairly good. I like it. It's not the greatest anime. It a little bit reminds me of Attack on Titan. It's a sci-fi version of Attack on Titan. And when I mean that, I mean space epic thing, because technically Attack on Titan is sci-fi, but it's a different type of sci-fi. And yes, Attack on Titan, in my definition, is sci-fi, not fantasy, because it doesn't deal with fantasy things, it deals with scientific things, but this is more of your space opera type thing. And this might just be me, I found this anime actually creepier, and it's all spoiler, I can't explain why, but I found this anime actually creepier than Attack on Titan. But back to the review, my biggest gripe about this anime is the art style. I would say it's traditional anime style mixed with the Iron Man TV series, Armored Adventures, I think. And I don't like Armored Adventures, and I think in the space combat scenes, the CG works perfectly fine. I think transferring that over into the scenes where you're just having people talk and relate, I don't think it works, and that's my biggest gripe. I don't think it works nearly as well as they thought it did, but yet again, that's my biggest complaint about this, and the art style by no means is bad. It's better than all these other CG movies and things that I've ever seen. It's better than Clone Wars. It's better than the Green Lantern. It's certainly better than Armored Adventures, which I think is the worst, even though it merges those two together. The anime style still brings it to be a better style than I think most. So even though it's not my preferred style, I got over it and I enjoyed it. And the combat scenes in space work perfectly cool. This is also a mech anime, and you do see these cool mechs, and the mechs are interesting, but yet again, not a lot's done early on with the mechs, other than they do fight a lot. I'm not saying that, but like, they're all basically the same except for the main characters. They give a really good explanation for why he has a special one, not just some contrived reason. I think it was a fairly good reason. And I did like this anime. It's not the best. It's not as good as Attack on Titan. But now I'm going to get into one last thing. This is still spoiler-free, so don't worry. If you want me to do a spoiler-free review, please leave a request below. I may or may not do it, depending. But just tell me if you actually want one. Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about is this was Season 1 of Knights of Sidonia. And the good news is they're doing a season 2. Season 2 will be coming out in the theaters in Japan in November of this year, so it's not that long of a wait. And hopefully soon after it will come out normally, and then when that finishes, hopefully, like this, we will get a season 2. If we get a season 2 by this time next year, I'll be happy. That, to me, will be fine. I'll be happy. I don't mind. I just want to know where this continues, and I don't plan on reading the manga now until it finishes, so I don't have to deal with getting caught up and not having story. But yes, I do recommend this anime. If you're looking for a good space opera anime with mechs, this is a good new one. You probably haven't seen this one because it's brand new. And I mean, it's literally brand new. It just finished in Japan like a month ago. But this was Goku for the Sum 1. Please leave a comment below. Tell me what you think, and I'll see you next time. YouTube.